Welcome to Generation Inspired, exploring the people and ideas shaping tomorrow. What if the next generation is being prepared for a world that no longer exists? Today, we are here to basically bring in the big conversations around the future, because most of you who are probably tuning in today are thinking the same as us, and that is that our kids are sat in an education system that was designed for the Industrial Revolution.
So true.
So true. So I'm Liz. Welcome to Generation Inspired. Now, next to me here, I have this beautiful lady who is a friend, a mum, and a very successful entrepreneur. Welcome, Laura.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to discuss all things education.
Yes, and behind the scenes, we already have had lots of these convos. I think we've gone the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between.
How can we fix it?
That's right, with a specific focus on, what could we change? There's so much to change in education, but we'll probably go everywhere today, I'm saying. I would like to start with, though, just a little bit about the future on the stuff that we do know. Mm-hmm. And that is that we know that the world is changing incredibly fast. So we're seeing this rise in AI, automation, the technology is just going crazy. And we know that the jobs that exist today are not going to exist when our kids finish school.
They're already
changing.
Influencers.
That's right. So we're seeing all of this, yet no one is really looking at, this education system here is still training us for jobs that are not even there, which to me is absolutely crazy. And as a mum, it worries me. And that is really why we are here today. And we are hoping that we can start to shine a light on these conversations and start to look at what the hell
we can do about it.
Can we do? Sat at home worrying about our kids or sending our kids into mainstream education when we're not feeling really that happy about it. So Laura, I'm glad I've got you next to me here. I've got the perfect person. Can I ask you a question? When did you first start questioning mainstream education?
Oh, what a great question that is. So just for context, I have two boys. One is 11, turning 12, and one is 5, turning 6. So I'm kind of at this crossroads again of prep and year 7. So I've done prep before and now we're at year 7. And it was probably in grade 1 of my eldest that I went, the system doesn't fit him, or there's something that's not quite working here. What else is out there? And then we've had quite a journey. We've changed many schools. We've done a lot of different things. And now my youngest is in prep and I'm like, something has to be done. So it's been 6+ years and now it's really hit again where I can't just think about it. We need to do something about it.
I feel like the listeners are nodding their head. I'm nodding my head here. Absolutely. When you say that the kids don't fit the system or you felt like that, what does that mean to you? What did you see?
Well, there's a box that every kid needs to fit in. And it's like, if you tick these boxes, then you're going to be successful. You're going to get the scores that you get, and then you're going to have a successful life. And I myself know that's absolute bullshit. I run multiple businesses and had the worst scores ever. I only got, degrees and stuff because I had to once I was in a certain industry. And so to my core, I don't agree with the fact that you have to get the best scores because they're actually meaningless when they come to adulthood and when they actually think about what they want to do. And then from the flip side of that, there's if you are focused, if you can sit still, if you can, have an interest in academics, if you hit this particular score, or if you're really sporty, well, then there might be an avenue. But if you're somewhere in between or you don't like any of those things, you get lost. And I really thought, and I still think today, there has to be a better way. Everyone's different.
I think the fact that we still focus so much on grades and this idea that we have to memorize these facts, which for me personally, going back to school, I've got the memory of a sieve anyway, so I was useless at that. But now, I'm seeing the homework that comes on with my grade 7. And I'm like, my goodness, I remember that. Wow, parallelograms. Oh my God. You're learning the same stuff as when I was at school. And I look at it and it actually seems really quite hard, a lot of the work that comes on, to be honest. And
I agree.
The memorization side of it, just to be able to sit in an exam, it's just crazy that's still happening.
It's rote learning. That's all it is. Or it's learning to look up a book to answer a question sufficiently.
Yeah.
That doesn't give life skills.
Oh, God, don't get me started. I'm very passionate about this.
What about you? Where are you coming from? Why are you wanting to see a change?
Oh, do we have all day here?
Sure do.
Honestly, being a parent has opened this up a lot for me. But actually, when I think back, this started with my personal journey. Because I was in school, just very average student across the board. But I had this massive hunger to learn. I was always one of those people that had to have a million jobs. I always wanted to learn skills. I was so hungry. But going through school and being around some really great other friends that were a little bit more academic than me and watching that they easily remembered things or took things in and they were performed a lot better on paper than me, I always felt a little bit of a misfit.
Interesting.
That, or I was always searching to be good at something and never could quite find the thing I was good at. So when I left school, that became my mission. What am I good at? There's got to be something. And that's where working came in. I just started to get jobs. And I did everything. But it wasn't until my 20s where I was suddenly heard of this word, entrepreneurship, and suddenly considered, I wonder if I could run my own business. And I did it and put my back against the wall and the rest was history. And I remember this moment, I think I was about 26 and I'd earned my first ever X amount of dollars, let's say, in the bank. And I remember thinking, oh my God, I feel so proud of myself. Look, I've just changed my life. I've never had this much money before. Oh my God, why didn't no one tell me this when I was younger? Why didn't no one introduce this to me? Actually, saying that, I did have a mum who's really entrepreneurial, to be honest, but I'd never put two and two together. But yeah, that became my mission. I'm going to show young people here that they have potential that may not have been spotted at school. And then that's kind of where my career ended up taking me, working with young people.
I love that. And so what kind of jobs did you do? Just because I'm curious.
Am I allowed to say it on here?
Sure.
I've worked as waitress, bartender. I've sold cars. I worked at a factory packing chlamydia testing kits.
There we go.
I've been an actress. I did a starring role on a very famous English show called Hollyoaks. I've done all sorts.
I'm with a famous person. That's amazing. And so tell me a bit more about the young people aspect of your life and what drew you to that? Where did you go? And where are you at now?
So I fell into wanting to teach kids entrepreneurship, obviously. So I kind of just made it my mission. It's a bit of a long story, but I ended up working in Cambodia, first of all, with disadvantaged kids. And my goal there was to bring together a whole range of really successful entrepreneurs from Australia. And I designed this program. I have no idea how. I'd never designed a program like it in my life. But I built a program to teach these young people how to run a business. And it worked.
I'm not surprised.
I know these kids, that had not really had any formal training, come from, really harsh backgrounds. We saw them basically follow our lead and start businesses and actually profit money. And from there, I was just so excited about it. I was like, I need to roll this out around the schools. This is what the schools should have. So a little while after that, I launched a business called Project Gen Z, which was about inspiring and educating the next generation on future skills.
Amazing.
So the last 10 years, that's what I've been doing. We've educated about 200,000 kids around Australia and around the world, which has been cool. And now being a mum, during that, going through really big problems actually in mainstream schooling. To me, it's time now for change to happen.
Couldn't agree with you more, honestly. So where are we heading? What's the next thing?
For me, I'm similar to you. So I've got grade 7 and my daughter is in grade 4. And I'm kind of feeling really pissed off at myself, to be honest, because after going through certain things, especially with my eldest son for quite a few years now, and to the point of, unfortunately, him experiencing the school can't, let's call it that, where he went through a really severe time of not being able to go to school. And I saw him go from being a really, really confident young man to being a shell in 6 months at mainstream school. And all of the things that made that happen, it's kind of pushed me to the point now where I am on all the groups, as you are.
Yes, I am,
all
yes.
the groups. The homeschoolers, the parents, the mums, all listen to the podcasts. And I've been in the situation as a parent where I just can't even see what's going to happen tomorrow. And where it's horrible. And I hear other people's pain. And I just feel now with everything that I've been able to see myself and what works and what doesn't work with children, I think that if no one else is going to go and shake up and disrupt the education system,
it's now time.
It should be time for someone to have a go at that. And I think we'll see what happens next. Right? We'll see what happens next.
Watch this space.
Yeah. What about you? Tell me a little bit about your experience, because I know that you delved into homeschooling, didn't you?
Sure did, yeah. And it wasn't because of COVID. So I know a lot of people think homeschooling, everyone's had a look at homeschooling when it came to COVID because you had to school from home. And so my initial deeper dive was well before that. It was when I was noticing that my curious boy stopped asking questions. When he shut up, effectively. He would not, well, if that's what they said, that's what it is. And he stopped questioning or thinking about, well, is that right? What, is there a better way? And he'd come home and his vibrancy wasn't the same. And so I'm like, well, we need to look at a different option. And at that stage, I was going through a divorce. There was a lot of change in my life as well. And so I'm like, well, if everything's going to change, let's change, So
change it all.
Just change it all.
Until next time, keep thinking bigger about what's possible. I'm Liz Volpe. See you on the next episode of Generation Inspired. Follow the podcast so you don't miss what's coming next.